It is generally unacceptable to use suspended ceiling wire to support raceways, MC cable, or other heavy equipment using batwings or other supports. The ceiling wire is not designed to bear significant loads and can fail, creating a safety hazard. The preferred method involves installing independent supports, such as heavy-duty unistrut or angle iron, that are securely attached to the building structure. These supports should then be used to suspend raceways and cables. It is also unacceptable to simply lay in a troffer to the ceiling grid and use self-tapping screws to secure the fixture. The ceiling grid is not designed to support the weight of the troffer and may buckle or collapse. For proper installation, firstly, install independent supports. Secondly, securely man unistrut or angle iron to the building structure. Thirdly, suspend raceways and cables using threaded rods or chain to connect them to the independent supports. Fourthly, secure troffers using heavy-duty hangers or mounting brackets to support them from the ceiling structure, independent of the ceiling grid. In certain cases, it may be acceptable to use suspended ceiling wire for light-duty applications, such as supporting small raceways or cables with minimal weight. However, this should be done with caution and only if the wire is fully rated for the load. The key to safe and compliant installations is to always prioritize independent support systems that are adequately rated for the intended load. When working with suspended ceilings, understanding the limitations of the grid and wire is crucial for preventing failures and ensuring the safety of personnel and equipment. Consider the following factors when planning your support system. Firstly, the weight of the raceways, cables, and fixtures that need to be supported. Secondly, the spacing between support points to ensure adequate load distribution. Thirdly, the type of building structure available for attaching independent supports. Fourthly, compliance with local electrical codes and regulations. By carefully assessing these factors and implementing appropriate support measures, you can create a safe and reliable electrical system within a suspended ceiling environment. Remember that proper installation is not only about meeting code requirements, but also about ensuring the long-term stability and safety of the electrical infrastructure. Therefore, always prioritize best practices and consult with qualified professionals when needed. Additional points to consider. Firstly, using appropriate hardware is crucial. Select fasteners, anchors, and connectors that are specifically designed for the intended load and material. Ensure that all hardware is properly torqued and tightened to prevent loosening over time. Secondly, regularly inspect the support system to identify any signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. Address any issues promptly to prevent potential failures. Thirdly, when running multiple raceways or cables, consider using cable trays or ladder racks to consolidate and support the conductors. This can help to reduce the overall load in the support system and improve organization. Fourthly, when installing troffers, ensure that they are properly aligned and leveled to prevent strain on the support system. Use shims or spacers is needed to achieve a level and stable installation. Fifthly, always follow manufacturer's instructions for the installation and use of all components, including supports, raceways, cables, and fixtures. Deviation from these instructions can compromise the integrity of the system and create safety hazards. Sixthly, when working in areas with high seismic activity, consider using seismic bracing to further secure the support system and prevent damage during earthquakes. Seismic bracing typically involves the use of diagonal bracing and anchoring to resist lateral forces. Seventhly, when penetrating the ceiling grid for support installations, use appropriate cutting tools and techniques to minimize damage to the grid. Repair any damage promptly to maintain the structural integrity of the ceiling. Eighthly, ensure that all supports are properly grounded to provide a safe path for fault currents. Use grounding clamps and conductors to connect the supports to the building's grounding system. Ninthly, when working with flexible conduits, provide adequate support to prevent sagging or kinking. Use conduit straps or hangers to secure the conduit at appropriate intervals. Tenthly, when installing cables, avoid sharp bends or kinks that can damage the insulation. Use cable ties or straps to bundle and secure the cables. 11thly, when working in plenum spaces, use plenum-rated materials for all supports, raceways, cables, and fixtures. Venom-rated materials are designed to resist the spread of fire and smoke in air handling spaces. 12thly, when installing emergency lighting fixtures, ensure that they are connected to an emergency power source and properly supported to maintain functionality during power outages. 13thly, when working with low-voltage systems such as data or communication cables, use separate support systems to prevent interference with power conductors. 14thly, always maintain adequate clearance around electrical equipment for ventilation and access. Avoid obstructing access panels or ventilation openings with supports or other obstructions. 15thly, when installing supports in areas with limited headroom, consider using low-profile supports to maximize space. 16thly, when working with hazardous materials or in hazardous locations, use appropriate explosion-proof or intrinsically safe equipment and wiring methods. 17thly, always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, gloves, and hard hats when working on electrical installations. 18thly, de-energize all circuits before working on any electrical equipment. Use lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization. 19thly, thoroughly inspect the completed installation to ensure that all supports are properly installed and all wiring is secure. 20thly, document the installation with accurate drawings and specifications for future reference and maintenance. By following these guidelines and best practices, you can ensure that your electrical installations and suspended ceilings are safe, reliable, and compliant with applicable codes and regulations. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, so always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals when needed. Continuing further, let's delve deeper into the specifics of selecting and installing independent supports. There are several options available, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Unistrut, also known as metal channel, is a versatile and widely used option for supporting raceways, cables, and fixtures. It consists of a metal channel with regularly spaced holes or slots, allowing for easy attachment of hardware and accessories. Unistrut is available in various sizes and materials, including steel, aluminum, and stainless steel, to suit different load requirements and environmental conditions. Angle iron is another common option for creating independent supports. It consists of two legs forming a 90-degree angle, providing excellent strength and stability. Angle iron can be cut and welded to create custom support structures, allowing for greater flexibility in design. However, it requires more fabrication than Unistrut. Threaded rods are often used in conjunction with Unistrut or angle iron to suspend raceways, cables, and fixtures from the building structure. Threaded rods are available in various diameters and lengths and can be easily cut to size. They are typically attached to the supports using nuts and washers. Chains can also be used to suspend raceways, cables, and fixtures, particularly in situations where flexibility is required. Chains are available in various sizes and materials and can be easily adjusted to achieve the desired height. However, they may not be as rigid as threaded rods. When selecting the appropriate support system, it is important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the load capacity of the support system. Ensure that the supports are capable of safely supporting the weight of the raceways, cables, and fixtures, plus a safety factor. Secondly, the environmental conditions. Choose materials that are resistant to corrosion and other environmental factors. Thirdly, the ease of installation. Select supports that are easy to install and adjust. Fourthly, the cost. Compare the cost of different support systems to find the most cost-effective solution. Once you have selected the appropriate support system, it is important to install it properly. Follow these steps. Firstly, identify the appropriate attachment points on the building structure. These points should be capable of supporting the weight of the support system and the attached equipment. Secondly, attach the supports to the building structure using appropriate fasteners such as concrete anchors, lag screws, or welding. Ensure that the fasteners are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. Thirdly, suspend the raceways, cables, and fixtures from the supports using threaded rods, chains, or other appropriate hardware. Ensure that the equipment is properly aligned and leveled. Fourthly, inspect the completed installation to ensure that all supports are properly installed and all wiring is secure. In addition to these general guidelines, there are some specific considerations for different types of raceways and cables. For rigid conduit, use conduit clamps or straps to secure the conduit to the supports. Ensure that the clamps or straps are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. For electrical metallic tubing, use EMT straps or hangers to secure the tubing to the supports. Ensure that the straps or hangers are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. For flexible metal conduit, FMC, use FMC connectors and straps to secure the conduit to the supports. Ensure that the connectors and straps are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. For metal-clad cable, MC cable, use MC cable connectors and straps to secure the cable to the supports. Ensure that the connectors and straps are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. For non-metallic sheaths cable, NM cable, use NM cable staples or straps to secure the cable to the supports. Ensure that the staples or straps are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. When installing cables, avoid sharp bends or kinks that can damage the insulation. Use cable ties or straps to bundle and secure the cables. Remember to consult the National Electrical Code, NEC, and local electrical codes for specific requirements regarding the support of raceways and cables. The NEC provides detailed information on the types of supports that are permitted, the spacing between supports, and the methods of attachment. Always follow the NEC and local codes to ensure that your installations are safe and compliant. In summary, providing adequate support for raceways, cables, and fixtures and suspended ceilings is crucial for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Using independent supports, such as unistrut or angle iron, is the preferred method. Always follow the NEC and local codes and consult with qualified professionals when needed. This will help you create a safe and compliant electrical system that will provide years of reliable service. Now, let's focus on the specific case of troffer installation in suspended ceilings. As previously mentioned, it is generally unacceptable to simply lay a troffer into the ceiling grid and secure it with self-tapping screws. The ceiling grid is not designed to support the weight of the troffer, and this method can lead to the grid buckling or collapsing, posing a safety hazard. Instead, troffers should be supported independently from the ceiling structure using heavy-duty hangers or mounting brackets. These hangers or brackets should be securely attached to the building structure, such as the joists or the deck above the ceiling. There are several types of troffer hangers and mounting brackets available, each designed for different types of troffers and ceiling structures. Some common types include wire hangers, chain hangers, and adjustable brackets. Wire hangers consist of wires that are attached to the troffer and then suspended from the building structure. They are a simple and cost-effective option for supporting lightweight troffers. Chain hangers consist of chains that are attached to the troffer and then suspended from the building structure. They are a more robust option than wire hangers and can support heavier troffers. Adjustable brackets consist of metal brackets that are attached to the troffer and then connected to the building structure. They are a versatile option that can be adjusted to accommodate different ceiling heights and troffer sizes. When selecting the appropriate troffer hangers or mounting brackets, it is important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the weight of the troffer. Ensure that the hangers or brackets are capable of safely supporting the weight of the troffer, plus a safety factor. Secondly, the type of ceiling structure. Choose hangers or brackets that are compatible with the type of ceiling structure. Thirdly, the ease of installation. Select hangers or brackets that are easy to install and adjust. Fourthly, the cost. Compare the cost of different hangers or brackets to find the most cost-effective solution. Once you have selected the appropriate troffer hangers or mounting brackets, it is important to install them properly. Follow these steps. Firstly, identify the appropriate attachment points in the building structure. These points should be capable of supporting the weight of the troffer and the hangers or brackets. Secondly, attach the hangers or brackets to the building structure using appropriate fasteners, such as concrete anchors, like screws or welding. Ensure that the fasteners are properly sized and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. Thirdly, attach the troffer to the hangers or brackets. Ensure that the troffer is properly aligned and leveled. Fourthly, inspect the completed installation to ensure that all hangers or brackets are properly installed and the troffer is securely supported. In addition to these general guidelines, there are some specific considerations for different types of troffers. For recessed troffers, ensure that the hangers or brackets are positioned to allow the troffer to be recessed into the ceiling grid. For surface-mounted troffers, ensure that the hangers or brackets are positioned to support the troffer securely against the ceiling. For suspended troffers, ensure that the hangers or brackets are positioned to suspend the troffer at the desired height. When wiring the troffer, use appropriate wiring methods and connectors. Ensure that all wiring is properly grounded and protected from damage. Remember to consult the NEC and local electrical codes for specific requirements regarding the installation of troffers and suspended ceilings. The NEC provides detailed information on the types of hangers and brackets that are permitted, the spacing between supports, and the methods of attachment. Always follow the NEC and local codes to ensure that your installations are safe and compliant. In summary, proper troffer installation in suspended ceilings requires the use of independent supports that are securely attached to the building structure. Avoid relying on the ceiling grid for support. Choose appropriate hangers or brackets, follow proper installation procedures, and consult the NEC and local codes to ensure a safe and compliant installation. Always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals when needed. By adhering to these best practices, you can ensure that your troffer installations are safe, reliable, and long-lasting.